Welcome to Climbing the Mountain, a video podcast featuring WVU football players and coaches during Spring Practice 2022. Presented by Country Roads Trust and Encova Insurance. Here are your hosts, Amanda Mazey and Dale Wolfley.
This Climbing the Mountain video podcast is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Hard work and passion are critical components of any winning strategy. Count on Encova Insurance as your local team to provide peace of mind. Welcome into Climbing the Mountain, a video podcast all about WVU spring football practice, and we are so glad that you are joining us. This is brought to you by Country Roads Trust, West Virginia's name, image, and likeness team, and Encova Insurance. I'm Amanda Mazey with Dale Wolfley. Nice hat. We like that Encova hat.
Absolutely. Hey, thank you to Kirk Aguirre, Senior Vice President Encova. He had to deliver the hat. So I'm wearing the hat today, and I'm wearing it proudly.
Exactly. All right. So today, Wolf, we are talking offense. We're going wide receivers and running backs, two positions that all eyes are going to be on this spring and fall.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt. And having Coach Chad Scott come in really to lay out the headline of it. He's the running coordinator as well. So we'll get to see the running backs and see what their progress is and the wide receivers as well. So I'm really excited. Brand new office, as we know, with Graham Harrell. So let's see what he's got to say.
All right. So we're going to have Coach Chad Scott coming up right after this. Stay with us. You're watching Climbing the Mountain, brought to you by Country Roads Trust and Encova Insurance. This Climbing the Mountain video podcast is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Hard work and passion are critical components of any winning strategy. Count on Encova Insurance as your local team to provide peace of mind. Welcome back to Climbing the Mountain, a video podcast brought to you by Country Roads Trust, West Virginia's name, image, and likeness team, and Encova Insurance. Our first guest, Wolf, the one and only Chad Scott, running backs coach. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. I have a really easy question to start off, okay? Mm-hmm. So who's going to be the 1,000-yard rusher for you this year? Easy, right?
That's not an easy question. I'll tell you what, with the offensive line that we have, hopefully it's one of them because they're doing a great job and had a great spring. So hopefully we can follow up, the back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons with another one. But I'm not sure who's going to be. But we got the guys in front to help us get there.
Well, let's talk about, first of all, Tony Mathis, your most experienced back coming back, was behind Letty last year. Talk about his progress in the spring and what you are expecting out of him.
So extremely proud of where Tony is right now. Finished the season real strong, with 100 yards against Kansas and had a really good productive bowl game for us and had a great all season leading up into spring ball. And to see where he is right now and just with the repetition that he had toward the end of the year and, and the discipline that he's been able to, practice with and be able to go out there and just kind of improvise and freak float and just see the game slow down for him. It's a great thing to see. I think he's coming to his own. When I say coming to his own, just play the level of confidence that he played with in high school. So where he is right now, it's great to see. I mean, he's playing fast. He's making plays. He's been consistent. The game is slow to him. He's making plays in the run game, pass game, and he's doing a phenomenal job blocking. So very pleased to see where he is right now.
Coach, give me something inspirational because I know from your Twitter, you're out there, I think at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, giving us your love, giving us your thoughts, your positivity. And I believe it, what is it, at Chad Scott.
I follow. I'm a follower. I love it.
Every day. I like your stuff all the time. Yeah. I try to do every day, but I can't say I'm 100%. But what's your inspiration for today? What message you got?
Well, I'll tell you the message today, and I said this to the guys too, is, the guys that are most successful aren't the guys that, it's not the guys that are just motivational, but it's the guys that are consistent in their motivation. So, all the things that the guys talk about wanting to do, their goals, their dreams, things they want to do. Well, we got to do that every day. You come out there and do it day one. It's not about doing something just one time, but having one good day, one good practice. It's stacking those days, stacking those practices. So it's not just about having motivation, but being consistent in your motivation so that you can stack day after day after day. And that's what, speaking of Tony Mathis, that's what he's done a phenomenal job of. He hadn't had one bad day in the 10 practices we've had, so to see him be able to be consistent in his motivation and the things that he wants has been phenomenal to see. So that was the motivation for today.
Good stuff.
I'm fired up.
I know, right? Let's talk about, you have Justin Johnson returning. You have newcomer Lynn J. Dixon. Mm-hmm. What are you expecting from them, and what do they bring to this position this year?
Well, Justin Johnson brings a lot of versatility. And, last year being a freshman, just coming on, it was tough for him, coming in as a true freshman and, not playing as much and, and then coming in late and, being asked to do certain things. I remember in the Baylor game, he was in, and you know, just seeing how fast those guys blitz, how hard they come, how fast they come, and when they come, you know what they mean at the point of attack. It was tough for him, but where he is right now, he brings a lot of versatility. I'm talking about versatility and ability to be able to run the ball effectively, catch the ball effectively, and also lead block effectively. We've been doing a lot of 20 personnel with 2 running backs in the game. And the only way to make that happen is those guys got to be selfless and block for one another. And he's done a phenomenal job of doing that. He's been great on special teams. But he brings a different level of versatility in the fact that you know, he has a phenomenal short burst, phenomenal balance, great vision. He's hadn't missed that many reads at all, and he's very intelligent. Hadn't missed that many missed assignments as well. But very excited to see what he can bring to the table. And what we're seeing right now, not just myself, but even as a coaching staff, is something they hadn't seen since he's been here. He's having a great spring as well. All similar to Tony's being very consistent.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I'm going to be calling him Mr. Jump Cut because I'll tell you what I saw the other day, and he was gone for about 80 yards. Yeah. So that was pretty exciting. But talk to us also about who are your other young men that are in your room and, you know, the stable, because I know you got some other guys and, you know, with Lynn J. But also, what about Mr. Marquand Rucker?
How about my man Rucker? First, I'll talk about Lynn J. Dixon. Lynn J. Dixon brings a wealth of experience from Clemson. You know, obviously he's played a lot of ball, had a lot of snaps, has had success in the past. And he has speed as well. You know, brings a different element of speed to the backfield. And, you know, it's exciting to see him do some things. He's shown some flashes of, you know, making some plays with the balls in the hands. Just got to be more consistent and picking up on the offense and just kind of getting to his own comfort zone where he can come into his own like he once did when he was at the previous school he was at. But he definitely has some speed. And once he kind of picks up on the offense, it'll be exciting to see all the things he can bring to the table. Jalen Anderson's the other one. Mm-hmm. Came in late last year. I can say this: he's special with the ball in his hands. He's absolutely special with the ball in his hands. Has really good size, catches the ball really well. Similar, you know, Lynn J. He has to continue to just learn the offense and just get comfortable. This is his first time playing. When I say meaningful football, like he didn't play last year, you know. So it's been 2 years since high school.
Right.
So you know, he's still trying to just get adjusted to, you know, the speed of the game and, you know, how fast we play, how fast things happen. So, but when he has ball in hands, he's special. Marquand Rucker. Man, I'm extremely proud of the kid. I mean, he's come a long ways. I'm on him all the time about, you know, taking advantage of his opportunity. He should be a guy that starts on all special teams. He has that kind of ability. And it's funny because Coach Harrell said, man, we got a good room. He said, even Marquand Rucker, man, every time he gets in the game, he just finds ways to make plays. He knows where the chains are. Yeah. I tell you one thing he does not ever lose sight of is the down and distance. You know, it doesn't matter if it's 31, 32, 33. He's going to find a way to get north and get the first down. And he understands what he's doing. I really want to see him come along in special teams. He's a guy that started for us the last 4 or 5 games on kickoff return, has the ability and the mental capacity to pick up on all assignments and techniques to be able to start on the other 3 units as well. He just got to go do it because he's a kid that can help his football team.
What does it say about your room that you are doing 20 personnel, meaning 2 running backs and not really a fullback in there? What does that say about your talent? And maybe they're going to have to help in the passing game as well, correct?
Right, absolutely. Well, we talk about being a big lead back, and we say this all the time. We say it's we're the only position on the team as a responsibility that runs the ball, catches the ball, and blocks as a responsibility. So it's up to us to set the tempo. For those guys that be there playing 20 personnel, the one word I can come up with that's, you know, describes that is selfless. Like they're unselfish. You know, they don't care who carry the football. If Tony and Justin's in the game and Tony's carrying the ball, Justin's gonna do everything possible to make sure he does a phenomenal job blocking for him. If Justin's running the football, Tony's gonna do the same thing. If Lynn J and Tony's in, vice versa. So those guys don't care who carry the football. You know, they're gonna make sure they sell out for that guy because if we're not productive, you know, blocking for one another, then there's no need to have both of them on the football field. It also says a lot about, you know, them studying the craft because they got to know what they're doing. If it's a pass play, they can't just run, you know, in and out. They got to fit within the concept, you know what I mean? So it says, the one word, it says selfless. The other thing is they're doing a phenomenal job studying the craft so they know where to be when they're supposed to be there.
Let's talk about the offensive line. Inconsistent at times last year. Your assessment of them this spring and just how vital they will be to your group's success?
Well, phenomenal this spring. First of all, they had a phenomenal all season. I can remember one staff meeting we had after one of those early morning workouts, and we go through and coach says, well, who's the best position group? Regardless of who you are as a coach, who's the best position group? It could be an offensive guy saying the defensive guy, and one morning, the offensive line might have got about 14 to 15 between the on-field guys and some of the GAs. Might have got about 14. O-line was the best group, and they was the most consistent group. So not only were they the best group, they were the most consistent group throughout all season, and that momentum is carried on in the spring ball. And the biggest difference I can see with those guys outside of chemistry is the communication. I mean, the way they communicate with one another, the way they communicate with the backs, where we're all on the same page. And just to see that chemistry and that communication come together, the trust is built where they know what Tony or Justin's going to do, and vice versa. Those guys know what they're going to do. They know where we're supposed to be in conjunction with this run scheme and pass pro. And it's not in the wood in here, but knock on wood, haven't given up any, haven't missed a blitz, at least from a running back standpoint in terms of the communication with the O-line. The same with those guys. So where those guys are right now is phenomenal.
The stool is wood, I believe, so you can knock on that. And, Coach, I mean, how pissed were you last year that you guys finished dead last in the Big 12 in rushing?
Oh, very pissed, because we're better than that.
Yeah.
We're better than that. We had a 1,000-yard rusher, so that says everything. But we didn't come out in the first half of the season, we didn't come out and run the ball the way we were capable of running the football. And, that wasn't just the guys up front. That was us as well. That was all of us involved. We all pitch in to, the success of one another. So, very upsetting that we finished that way. It definitely wasn't a testament to who we were as a personnel or the talent or the ability we were, the potential that we had, So very upsetting, and we'll change that this year. And, we're starting with doing that right now, and just the chemistry and then also just focusing on not having negative runs. And I think thus far in this spring ball, I think we're less than 5 out of maybe over 1,000 some snaps. So that's a good start for us.
Right, Coach. Now, being as your run game coordinator and Graham Harrell's coming in as the coordinator, how have you two been meshing and working it out? And do you see the commitment there to the running game as well? Obviously, it does. It appears. Yeah,
I do. I see the commitment. The chemistry between both of us has been excellent. Just my ideas and in the run game, just being able to offer ideas to him. Obviously, he'll call it how he wants to call it, and I love the fact that right now, like the other day in the Saturday scrimmage, heck, their receivers were having a phenomenal day. Those quarterbacks were they're pitching and catching the football, and so we stepped up and was picking up the blitz so they can do it. So the previous Saturday was able to run the ball quite a bit, and we ran the ball. So as it sees right now, I mean, whoever has hot hands, what he's going to go with, and the running backs understand that, receivers understand that. But the chemistry has been great.
You're watching Climbing the Mountain, a video podcast brought to you by Country Roads Trust and Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage. Coach, you have the spring game coming up next week already. Pretty quick. Have you gotten everything out of this spring so far that you wanted to?
No, not yet. I'll tell you the biggest thing I'd like to see from here at this point right now, the offense is in, all the nuances are in. Guys know what they're supposed to do. At this point right now, what I love to see from the entire group is just the consistency to finish out from top to bottom. Again, Justin and Tony's been phenomenal in their consistency. But I like to see, Tony's been doing a great job of leading the room. But from this point, I like to see us as a group collectively to, cut down on some of the missed assignments from some of the younger guys and be consistent and productive from here to the end of spring ball. Absolutely.
So would you say, Coach, because you're not a player, but you are a coach, very, of course, tied into the program. The fellows know now at this time that who's ever in that locker room, that they've really been positive in the podcast we have had and talking about how great it is in there. Do you feel that now, again, because, the reality is transfer portal's here and it's going to happen. Yeah. So right now, though, it seems like there'll be other players that will leave and other players that will come, but they got a really good nucleus in there.
Phenomenal. I wouldn't even say really good. I say great nucleus. And here's why I say that too. The competitiveness on the football field, it's fun. It's really good competition. It's, even when things get a little tense, it never carries off the football field. And at that point, it doesn't even carry beyond that particular series. Those guys do a great job of coming together, competing hard. They talk a little smack here and there, but it's just really good competitive ball. And so the locker room, the culture in the locker room right now is as best as it's been in a long time.
All right, I want to know when your son's going to be playing for the Mountaineers, because I've seen his game.
He's coming.
Let's go.
He's coming.
That kid's fast.
He's coming.
Does he get the quickness from you or your lovely wife?
Lovely wife.
That's a good answer.
I take no credit for it. Here's what I love the fact that he loves the game. So I love it. But I can't take any credit for it. All mom.
That's a
and
good
who
man.
was a better football player, you or Neil Brown?
Neil Brown.
Oh, Neil Brown. Good answer.
This guy knows how to keep his job and to keep his
Absolutely.
wife happy, right?
no
I got
doubt.
you. I
Smart man.
understand that. Well, running backs coach Chad Scott, thank you so much for joining us, and
Thank
good
you.
luck this season, and we appreciate you joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so coming up next, a couple of the gentlemen that Coach Scott talked about, Tony Mathis and Justin Johnson, two running backs, will be joining us here in the studio. Stay tuned. You're watching Climbing the Mountain. This Climbing the Mountain video podcast is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Hard work and passion are critical components of any winning strategy. Count on Encova Insurance as your local team to provide peace of mind. Welcome back to Climbing the Mountain, a video podcast brought to you by Country Roads Trust and Encova Insurance. And Wolf, we have two guys who are going to be vital to the ground game this year. We have Tony Mathis, Justin Johnson. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. First question for both of you. How is spring ball going?
Spring ball's going really good. We seen a lot of good things, getting better and better every practice.
Yeah, spring ball been pretty smooth. I've been having a lot of fun. We all been having a lot of fun. Coach Scott been having a lot of fun, so I'm enjoying it.
Well, that's good. Now, Tony, you were behind Letty Brown last year. Talk about what you expect your role to be in the ground game this year.
A big role, huge role, not just for me, but for all of us, because we all going to contribute and play a big part. And O-line going to definitely do a good job this year.
You know, I'm fascinated with Coach Scott. Every morning, you know, he gets those tweets out there, inspirational. And what is it like to actually play for him, being in his room? I know you guys are always cutting up all the time, cutting each other up, having fun. And I know he'd be a pretty cool coach to play for.
Definitely, yep. He's a real electric guy and positive energy every day. So.
Every day.
And with the tweets, we still be sleeping when he tweet those. So I don't too much. I catch them whenever I wake up later on that morning. So
Yeah.
it's pretty fun though.
You know, Tony, let me ask you this. If you had to characterize your play as a running back, how would you characterize it? Who was your role model?
Dalvin Cook. My role model, Nick Chubb, but I don't run like him. My game is after Dalvin Cook.
How about you, Justin?
Okay, I'd say Le'Veon Bell myself.
Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
Now,
Kinda,
is that because you think he likes to jump cut a lot?
yeah, definitely.
Because I'm watching the film on Saturday, and I'm seeing Justin right there, jump cut,
Right.
boom, gone, right?
Right.
Remember that play? I'm sure you do.
Oh, yeah, I
But that
do.
was a sweet jump cut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, explain that so everybody understands what that is.
Oh, yeah, so a jump cut, just come to balance, get out the way and make a move and get vertical.
Yeah, I've never jump cut in my life.
Let's talk about the bowl game. Tony, you got your first start last year in that bowl game. Justin, you came in and had a very memorable performance. Just talk about maybe taking that momentum from that last game into this season. Is there such a thing right now?
Definitely, yeah. We ready. Like me and Justin, Lynn J, Jalen, Rucker, we all ready, and that game made us more hungry to play this season. So we very locked in right now.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that game definitely did a lot for me personally. It introduced me to college ball. It was most reps I ever gotten, and playing behind Letty and Tony, they showed me the ropes, and I'm just taking it and running with it.
Tony, you're the most experienced back coming back for this team. So let's talk about your role as a leader. What are you expecting?
I usually lead by example, but I've been trying to be more vocal and give them more leader ways of being vocal. So, but nothing really changed. I'm just talking more and head down ground and hoping, and I know they following me. So,
what was it like for both of you being behind Letty Brown and the success that he had? Were you able to sort of, learn from him and get motivated from, what he was able to do the past couple of years?
Definitely, yeah. Mm-hmm. He motivated both of us. He showed us how to practice, how to be a pro, and we just everything he taught us, we just taking it and trying to do better.
Justin, I know you finished with 90 yards last year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that you want to have a bigger role in this offense this year. Is that what you're expecting?
Yes. I mean, of course, it's all we're expecting. I hope my role is very important and it gets bigger and bigger. And hopefully, I just want success for the team as a whole.
The offensive line is such a big part of the running game. What is your relationship like? And now that they're actually advancing another year, they're bigger, they're stronger. They were young before, but now they're really coming to. What's happening? Because it looks to me like the line is there, and they are committed to the run game with Coach Harrell's offense. And how are you in that relationship with them?
The offensive line, I feel all of them great guys. And as you said, they're getting older and older, so a lot more experience up front. So that's always good.
Yeah, it's very good, and they know exactly what we're doing. We always on the same page now, and it's fun now. It makes the game way more easier, and we having fun and making more plays.
What was the hardest thing about blocking from high school to college, picking up that blitzer?
I would definitely say just recognizing it, like who's coming. It's not so much the physical part of it, just find out who's going to be coming off the edge or off the middle or anything like that.
Yeah, in college ball, disguise it way more than high school. So,
yeah,
like in high school, you knew exactly who was coming, and now they got D linemen dropping back at safety and rolling all the way down. Now it seems like
for our defense, for example, we got the DN. He's all the way out there going to wide receiver, so you'll never know.
Yeah,
so we just got to recognize it.
Well, you got new offensive coordinator and Graham Harrell. Talk about the changes with the offense. Has it been easy to learn, hard to learn? And, what are you expecting out of his style of coaching and play calling?
It's been a lot easier. It's been fun. Like he want to score points, and we want to do that. And he loved running the ball, and I like exactly what he's doing. So everything's been smooth.
Is it hard to learn a brand new offense this quickly?
For most people, I would say it's hard, but with having Coach Scott there and Coach Graham, it made it easy.
Definitely, Coach Scott definitely made it easy.
Yeah, we actually have a slogan: "Keep the easy stuff easy." That's it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, that's so simple.
Definitely,
I really
love
like
that.
Okay, because you
can't steal it though, because Coach Scott don't like
trademark
too many.
that, but I guess we won't now.
You can't do that.
When we talk about Graham Harrell's offense with Coach Scott as also the run coordinator, and you're looking at it like what I've noticed this spring is there's a lot of passes, check down passes to you guys at running back. So you got to really show your ball skills. What has really been the differences that you've learned from the spring already?
With the pass game, it's definitely like if you know what you're doing, you're gonna catch a lot more balls, and we've been doing a pretty good job of knowing who we recognize if they don't come and getting out to where we need to be to catch more balls.
Definitely, yeah. I feel like this offense is going to be able to show our versatility and our ability to catch out the backfield, which is going to help us in the long run.
Definitely.
Let's talk about your relationship with the quarterbacks right now. Obviously, returner Garrett Green, he has the most experience at WVU out of the quarterbacks. What's that relationship been like between, the running backs and the quarterbacks with the three of them getting the reps?
Yeah. It's been for me, it's been pretty good. Like all of them been pretty good on doing what they coach to do. So for me, it hasn't been too much change. All of them have pretty good practices here now and then. So all pretty good.
Yeah, I say I like all the quarterbacks, and they've been working. They've been working, competing, and I feel like it's a good thing. And I like them, all of them personally. We're all good off the field and on the field, so that's good.
Definitely.
Throughout this entire podcast, which is brought to you by Encova Insurance and circling you with coverage, the theme that we've gotten from most of the players is just positive vibes. Is that what you guys are feeling too? Because that's what Wolf and I have gotten a lot of, and it seems genuine. It doesn't seem like it's just being put out there. It seems genuine.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah, the chemistry with this team is impeccable. It's impeccable. A lot of great guys on this team, and we're coming together real nice.
This has been my most chemistry year since I've been here. So to me, I think it's been pretty good.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I feel like everybody just bonding good. We've been doing a lot of things to connect, like eating in the cafeteria with different people, like sitting with different groups every day to connect with everybody, and it's been working.
And I also feel like the classes that came in, so my class, for example, the 2021 class, we all were pretty close as we were coming in together. 2022 class did the same thing when they came in earlier this winter. And all the older guys are doing a good job making sure they, help out the younger guys. So I feel like this is all playing a role in it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, if you played college football, you know what it's like. If you're close off the field, you're going to be close on the field, and that definitely makes a difference.
It really does, especially when you're doing more things than just football. And when you really have a true friendship. And I think, with all that's going on, people know people have left, people have come. And knowing that you're getting that chemistry together now is really what you want to do, because you don't want to have to do that in the fall, right? So you have to get it going now. And good things, people leave, it's fine, whatever. There's great people, but there wasn't your chemistry. And I think what we're catching, what you're trying to say, is that they've been talking like it really is our chemistry. There really is a sync going on. Is that true, guys?
Yes,
I mean, straight up.
That's definitely true.
Definitely.
Yeah, I believe it too. And I watch your practices. I see the enthusiasm. and I see the two of you really competing together. But what I want to know is it a double threat if you get 20 personnel, the two of you in the backfield at the same
Yeah,
time?
that's scary.
Oh yeah, that's scary.
That's scary, right?
That's scary. Yeah.
Teams better plan for that.
Scary
one.
for who?
Anybody lying against
Anybody who's between the lines when the whistle blows.
anybody.
Okay, so what did Letty Brown teach you guys in your time, especially you, Tony, with being here a little longer?
Yeah, he taught me a lot how to, like I said before, how to be a pro on and off the field, like recovery and how to practice. Like you got to practice hard to be able to make the game easy. And I've definitely been trying to do that and show them how to do that as well. So definitely practicing.
Definitely that one. I'll piggyback off what Tony said. That was a big emphasis last year with us. Lady, he was showing us how to practice because in order to have success on the field, you got to practice. Like you got to practice how you want to play.
Yeah.
You know, Tony, I got to go back and think about you last season because you started off really strong in camp. You were in really great shape.
Yeah.
And then you had your injury, and it slowed you down. And then you had to come back and persevere, and you really had success at the end of the season. What was that year like for you personally?
Personally, it was a little down, but I wasn't. I'm a fighter, so I definitely knew I was going to get in the position I am now, and I still got a ways to go, but I'm still working.
How much of it is a motivator? You guys were last in the Big 12 in rushing. You know, stats aren't everything, obviously, but is that a motivator to say, hey, that's not us. That's not going to be us this year. How much of a motivator is that for you guys?
A huge motivator.
It's a big,
Yep.
It's huge because us along with our coach Scott, we take that into account. We take that personally. So we're gonna make that change this year. 360.
Yep.
And scoring more. I mean, that was almost, I think we're like 8th in the league in scoring as well. So that's a motivator as well. Like when you guys reach that touchdown or, you know, get into that end zone, you know, just how special is that?
We're going to turn up. It's going to be fun. Just know we're going to
turn it up.
Turn it up?
We're going to turn it up.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it here first. I love it.
Yeah, very cool. Now, for me, is if you had to have a nickname, or maybe you do already, what is your nickname? Because I had nicknames for you, and I'm not sure if they actually work. So go ahead, Tony, you first. What would be your nickname?
What's my nickname?
T Mathis. Let's keep it simple.
So T Mathis, keep it simple, going
Oh,
along.
we got
those lines.
Two-tone
going on.
They call me Two-tone on the team.
But see, when you made that run, I think it was Kansas when you had the one you bounced off and it ran and just plowed everybody over. I called you Tony Magic Mathis. I don't know if that goes or not.
That's pretty smooth.
It's pretty smooth. You came out of that run with a lot of magic, man. You did a pretty good job. What about you, Justin?
I mean, I actually have a lot of nicknames. People call me 3J, JJ. As I was getting recruited, I had fans calling me Jump Cut Johnson. It was a lot going on.
I know about that jump cut. I'm telling you, I saw that right off the bat. Well, very good, fellas.
Well, one thing you guys told me in your bios, Tony, you said that you can flip, and Justin, you said you're a good tumbler.
I am.
Yeah. So, talk about that. Can we see this on the field sometime?
I mean, we
this
both
year?
hurdled in high school too, so I think we got pretty good hips. Man.
Yeah.
We like to
Okay.
flip.
So you so Justin, you tumble, so you can.
Yeah, I can do a lot of different flips, and some of this comes from my little sister. Actually, she does gymnastics.
Yeah.
So as she was coming up, doing flips and all type of stuff, I was kind of there with her, just going along with her, helping her here and there, just showing her some stuff she couldn't do yet.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. That's really cool. It's good to be flexible, right? And maybe during a halftime show, they could sneak out of the locker room and join the cheerleaders. No,
I'm not sure.
happening.
Oh no, not halftime.
Coach Scott ain't letting that happen.
None of that.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, Justin Johnson and Tony Mathis, we thank you guys for joining us on Climbing the Mountain, and excited to see what these guys are going to do this year, aren't we, Wolf?
Yeah, I think they're about ready to. What did you say? Tune it up.
Turn it up.
Turn it
Turn it up.
Turn
There
it
you
up.
go. I think they're about ready.
All right,
sure.
sounds good. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. We're rooting for you this year, and good luck.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you
us.
so
All right,
much.
coming up next, we're going to switch gears and talk wide receivers. And with that, we're going to be joined by Sam James and Grayson Malashevich. So stay with us. You're watching Climbing the Mountain. We'll be right back. This Climbing the Mountain video podcast is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Hard work and passion are critical components of any winning strategy. Count on Encova Insurance as your local team to provide peace of mind. Welcome back to Climbing the Mountain. Joining us in the studio now, a couple of wide receivers. Wolf, we have Sam James, and we have Grayson Malashevich, right?
do.
Did I get it right, Grayson?
That was on the money.
Right. You guys have no idea.
I'd
behind
love
the
to
scenes.
say Malashevitz. Like I'm in the radio booth. Malashevitz. There's just
pretty
something
good.
cool about that.
Exactly right. All right, well, gentlemen, first of all, thank you for joining us. And question for both of you, how's spring ball going so far?
It's going pretty good so far. For this being my last one, I'm never taking any moment for granted. So I just been having fun with it ever since we started.
Grayson.
Yeah, I think everybody's out there having fun. Everybody's getting a lot of reps. I think we're learning a lot, especially on the offensive side, and having a new offensive coordinator come in. So I think we're having fun with it.
Well, that'll be my first question then. New offensive coordinator Graham Harrell, talk about just what he brings and how difficult or easy has it been to learn his system?
When Graham, he brings a lot to the table, honestly, just being a Power 5 quarterback and being really good when he played and going to the NFL and be able to sit behind, legends like Aaron Rodgers and stuff like that and just learning from them. So him bringing his offense, I mean, it's not really a hard scheme to get grasped of, but just learning a new offense is kind of hard too because you got to forget everything you learned in the past just to learn something new. But other than that, it's been smooth. He's been open about it. You have questions, he'll answer it for you. So just learning the new offense it's pretty easy right now. Just being an older guy and stuff like that. So it's just easy learning it.
Do you think Saturday was a good day for you in practice? Because I think it was pretty good. Making some big old catches out there.
Nah, it was definitely a great day for me.
Is that because now that you're starting to feel a little more comfortable in the installation of his offense?
I mean, yeah, that plays a big part in it, just being comfortable knowing what to do because, you can't go out there and play if you don't know what to do. So just learning and just knowing what to do, honing down on my, craft and stuff like that. So
absolutely. So, Grayson, what about you? I saw you make some catches out there, especially you got to like that underneath route. I see you're taking a likeness to it.
Oh, yeah. Anytime you get a chance to make a play, it's always fun out there. I think with the new offense, I mean, it's a lot of new, but it's a lot of just different nuances to the same old offense we've been learning. So I think us being in the system for a couple of years, I think it's a little bit easier for us to grasp, but there's definitely some small things on different routes and different concepts that just change everything up a little bit.
Grayson, let's talk about your journey. August 18th, 2021, kind of a special day for you. You're from West Virginia. You're in the team room, and your family walks in.
Yeah,
that was so special. And when they walked in, did you immediately know that you were going to be put on full scholarship?
I kind of had an idea. That was pretty awesome. I'm glad my parents got to be there for that, and especially be a part of it. And my dad, he's one of my biggest inspirations for playing the game of football. So he got to present that to me along with my mom, my brother. That was a big deal.
What's that like for you, being a walk-on? You were the Tommy Nikolic Award winner for the most outstanding walk-on last year. Being a walk-on, going to scholarship, just what does that mean to see that your hard work has really paid off, to be rewarded by the coaches?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what it was. It was a reward for a lot of hard work. I mean, you put in a lot of time and a lot of hours, a lot of sacrifice, and I think just being rewarded from the coaches like that just means a lot.
I really don't want to think about it, Amanda, because I started crying when I saw that.
Oh, I did too.
So don't make me cry again.
I did. I watched it again last night, and as a mom, I was like, how special. I just thought about my kids, and I was waterworks. I'm sure your parents were too. That was really, really cool.
Yeah, it really was. And Sam, let me direct this into you now, going back to the field, because you're such a deep threat. It's your speed, man, right? I mean, how fast are you, by the way?
Honestly, I really don't know. I just know I'm fast, for real. So.
Do you know you're fast because you can run by everybody?
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that it? Okay, so with this Graham Harrell offense, what I really see is a lot of things, but the long ball is definitely in it.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. He loves to take shots. He loves to give the receivers a chance to go out and make a play. And he believes and trusts in each of his quarterbacks to be able to make that throw. So just him, that is amazing to me, just be able to take stuff, go deep, and not really scared of what if he throws an interception, or if it's not completed, he just says he's going to come back to you. So I love that about him.
Sam, how big of a role do you expect to play this season in the wide receiver group?
I expect to play a big role in just primarily being a leader because, I mean, we only got one other guy that's going to graduate after, this season, me and Bryce. So just being a leader to the young guys and giving them an example to look up to, so when we do leave, they'll be able to, keep it going. Grayson,
I know, obviously, wide receiver, special teams. How do you see your role evolving this year?
Yeah, I hope to increase my role on special teams. I was on the kickoff return unit, and I've been holding for the past couple of years, so I hope to increase that role, and then I hope to get in the rotation this year and be able to make some plays on the offense side of the ball.
You know, when you are on the special team, sorry about that, Wolf. I heard you there. When you are, I did hear you. When you're in that in the special teams, I mean, obviously, you know, it's kind of a role where people don't know your name. Like, you don't want people to know your name if you're on special teams, but that really is a vital, important role when you're talking about what that unit has to do out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something here at West Virginia that we emphasize. Special teams, you want to be a game changer. That's where you do it. I think Coach Coons and Coach Brown do a great job with that, especially emphasizing it. And they tell us every day that's how you get to the next level, because you're going to have to play special teams if you want to play in the NFL. So I think it's a big part of our program.
You know, Grace, I want to know this. Is Mike Joseph getting soft? Because he gave you an the Iron Man Monitor Award. I just want to know if he's going a little soft here, because, you know, you're the skinny guy down there from Spring Valley High School having huge success. But what was that like for you to get that?
Oh, that was awesome. Coach Mike's definitely not getting soft. That guy, he's something different. But no, I think the weight room's where you earn your respect on this team. So that's how I took it. Like, as a walk-on, I was already the low man on the totem pole, so you have to work, and that's how you gain respect to your teammates, and I think I was able to do that, and that's how I was able to earn that award.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, Sam, let's talk about your history here, because your freshman year came in, you were the only guy there. You were the only go-to guy. A lot of pressure forced upon you, and then you had to come back your sophomore year and probably didn't have as many catches your sophomore year as you did your freshman, but you really turned it around last year to be really solid, strong hands. What was that journey for you like?
I mean, many people don't really know this, but after my freshman year, I was home and I was training and stuff, like going into my sophomore year, and I got hurt. So a lot of that, like, I'm not trying to, you know, just use excuses, but this is just part of the journey. So I go home probably like March. That's whenever COVID first struck. Go home in March, I'm training, and I hurt my knee. And from March all the way until right about camp start, I was hurt. So, and then I had to come back up here just to, you know, do rehab. I wasn't allowed in the building or anything because of COVID. We didn't have the protocols then. So I wasn't really doing anything, quite honestly. Like, I wasn't out there catching balls, working out, because my knee was hurt. So just doing rehab in my apartment and stuff like that, just trying to get my knee back. And then, you know, coming into the season, stuff like that. It's like, dang, like, I really missed out on probably like 6, 7, 8 months of work that I really could have been putting in, but I was sitting at home, hurt. COVID was a thing, so I didn't have really the resources to, you know, you feel me, get better and stuff. So that took a huge toll on me going into the season. And then come season time, you know, first couple games were straight, and then I hit a little drop. You know, I think it was the Kansas game. I had 3 drops or whatever. And after that, it was just like, mentally I was hurt, you know, and just like, dang, like.
But your perseverance was there.
Yeah, so I was just like, I got to get through this. With the help of Coach Parker, he helped me get through it. Like, they moved me around, like, positions, like receiver positions, ended up playing in the slot and stuff like that. But Coach Parker was really the main one who helped me get back to where I was, like, get back to where I am today, honestly. So just going through that, it made me a better man, honestly. Like, never take anything for granted. Like, you never know when it could be your last. So that's why I play the way I play now, and just hope I can encourage the next one.
Last year, the offense bottom categories in the Big 12, 8th in total offense, 9th in scoring, last in rushing. You know, when you guys look at that as an offensive unit, you know, do you feel like there's something to prove to say, that's not really us? Like, what do you guys think about kind of just erasing that and saying, let's better that and show them who we really are?
Yeah, I think that's definitely what this offense wants to do. We're taking it personally, and I think we're gonna go out there and with the mindset we're gonna score every time we get the ball. You know, and Coach Harrell's instilled, like, we're going to go have fun while we're doing it. So I think that's helped everybody play loose, and as we're learning offense, we're making mistakes, but we're playing full speed. And I think that's going to help us this year on offense excel.
How nice is it to have this full spring? You know, obviously you talked about COVID, and last year was abbreviated. You know, how important will that be just to have that full spring when you go into the fall?
It's important because it's helping us grow as a team. Because, like, us being able to go out there and practice together and practice each and every day, go against each other and stuff like it's helping us grow, helping us correct mistakes that we make and stuff like that. So when we go into fall camp and stuff, our like tools are sharpened and stuff, so we're able just to go out, hit the ground running.
Talk about new coaches. What's good about Tony Washington, your coach there? I mean, you had to learn with Graham Harrell, and now you have a new coach as a wide receiver. What's he bringing to the game that you like?
He's young, energetic, and he has a lot of tools in his toolbox that he's been teaching us and stuff like that, making us a better receiver. And so I just like how his energy each and every day, it never changes, no matter what. I mean, I don't know what goes on in his personal life, but whatever it is, he never let it affect him. When he come out there, he just comes out there one goal, and that's to get us better.
You, Grayson?
Yeah, I think he brings a lot of experience and knowledge of the game. You got to play multiple years in the NFL on multiple teams. You got to be around the game a lot, and I think he uses that to relate to us and teach us stuff he's learned through playing the game.
Yeah, now, it's interesting because I just thought of this. I just put it together. Of course, Graham is a big-time player, was a former big-time player, and so is Tony. That's two guys you really got to respect and say, this is the passing game, and this is how you block in the running game, and it really must have to make an impact for you.
Yeah, it does. With them having so much experience, it's like, because sometimes guys, like coaches that come in here or like at any university, and if they didn't play football, guys be like, bro, like, you trying to tell me what to do? You didn't even go play it. But these guys actually went out and experienced that. They've been through what we're going through now or what we're going to go through in the future and stuff like that. So just being able to take, pick their brains and stuff like that each and every day is amazing.
You're watching Climbing the Mountain, brought to you by Encova Insurance, and circling you with coverage. Gentlemen, a lot of the other guys that have sat in your seats talk about the team chemistry this year. Really, really tight and strong. What do you guys think about the team chemistry?
Yeah, I think top to bottom, everybody's real close. So, like, especially on the offensive side of the ball, I know both my roommates are offensive linemen, so I'm really close with a lot of those guys, and they get really close with a lot of the receivers. So I think it's not just like within each unit, but it's within the whole offensive side of the ball. I think we're real tight, and then we got a lot of friendly competition with the defense. So I think back and forth, and we get to hang out in the weight room with them, and we work hard, and I think that builds a lot of camaraderie within the team.
Sam, who's winning so far in spring ball? Receivers, DBs. Who's winning?
Oh, the wideouts winning.
I'm shocked you would say that.
All I want to say is one more time, Milosevich.
All right, guys, we're going to end this on a personal note. You guys both like to fish.
Yes.
Are we fly fishermen? Are we trout, bass? Like, what's our fishing game here?
Really, I like the bass fish a lot. I also like to go deep sea fishing too. That's pretty fun. But I'll say my expertise is bass fishing. All
right, good to know. Grayson?
I really just like to go out there and I got to toss a line in. I'm not really good at fishing, but I just like to go out there and enjoy the water. Actually, just about a little John boat. It's a little beater boat, and me and Zach have been working on it, try to get ready. We're going to take it out fishing a little bit this summer. So
you going to go out fishing with him? You trust him in that boat?
I'm going to try.
Right on.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, Sam, Grayson, we appreciate y'all joining us in the studio. Good luck this year, and we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much.
All right, coming up next on Climbing the Mountain, we're going to stick with the wide receivers. We're going to be speaking with Reese Smith and Caden Prather. Stay with us. You're watching Climbing the Mountain. This Climbing the Mountain video podcast is brought to you by Encova Insurance. Hard work and passion are critical components of any winning strategy. Count on Encova Insurance as your local team to provide peace of mind. Welcome back to the final segment of Climbing the Mountain, a video podcast brought to you by Country Roads Trust and Encova Insurance. And Wolf, we're saving the best for last, right?
Well, that's what they just said.
That's what they just said. Caden Prather and Reese Smith, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Question for both of you. How is spring ball going? Reese, I know that you are injured right now, so I'll present that question to you, Caden, at this point.
Individually or as a group?
Well, both.
Individually, there's a lot of improvement for sure, but as a group, I wouldn't say we started slow, but we're doing a lot better than how we were doing in the first couple practices. So it's all starting to click together.
Reese, I know that you were involved in spring ball. You have a hammy injury right now. Nothing too major. You're out just for a little bit, but up until that point, how were things going for you personally?
They were going good. I was improving and doing what I wanted to do and come out and take a bigger role this year, and step forward and be a leader as well. And even though I'm out, I can see how they're growing as a receiver group and as a team. Everything's starting to come together, and they're making plays and getting better every day.
Reese, I was talking to some other your teammates there, and what does Tony Washington bring to you two? And I want to hear both of you answer this. What does he bring to you that's really kind of lifted you and inspired you? Because I know he's very motivational.
Yes, I think he brings energy to our group, and being not necessarily a younger coach, but having experience and in the league, and just getting out of plan, kind of that he knows what we're going through, and in this day and age, like what we're having to deal with. And I mean, he's basically leading us, and being a big brother to us, but also telling us what it takes to score touchdowns and take this team to another level.
What about you, Caden?
Yeah, I mean, Reese really hit all the spots. He played in the NFL, so he must know something. So, whatever he's teaching us, I try to embrace all of that. And, with him being fairly young, it's also like a, big brother, but still a coach thing for sure.
So I want to know, what is good about WVU right now, whether it be on the field, off the field, but what is good?
About West Virginia right now, I can say it's starting to become more of a brotherhood on the team. We're all getting a lot closer. That makes it a lot better to come to the facility. So that's one thing I'm liking the most right now.
Caden, you are in your sophomore year, so you finished with 175 yards last year. What are your expectations, and what do you expect your role to be among the wide receivers this year?
I expect my role for, when the team needs a big play, that everyone looks at me. 175 yards last year was cool, but I want to progress off of that and, finish close to 1,000, if not 1,000 yards this season.
Reese, last year you had 124 yards, 1 touchdown. What are your expectations this year for yourself?
I believe, and I think the coaches believe, that I need to take a bigger role, of course, this year, and step into bigger shoes, when the game's on the line and, we're needing to play, or if it's just opening drive or whatever it is, that, they can always rely on me because I'm going to be consistent. And then, if I need to bust one for a touchdown or something, I'm capable of doing that too.
There's no doubt. Hang on for that a second, because I want to continue on this, because I see a lot of under-crossing routes, which was an inside receiver, that you should have a lot of that opportunity to really expand upon your game. Now, all I've ever said about you since I've seen you the first time that you got here at Morgantown, you never dropped the ball. I think one time I've seen you drop a ball in a game.
Yeah.
All he does is catch the ball. What is it? What's your consistency? Is that your best part of your game? Because in Danville, you did it all. I mean, was it Boyle High School? You did it all in there, and now you're up here and you're still playing with that consistency.
Yes, sir. I mean, I think, being a consistent player is a big part of my game. I think I have great hands and great route running skills, and then I have a speed to where, I can burst out and impress a lot of people and show people that I can run as well. But I think, my game is not complete, I would say, but I feel like I've improved a lot since I've gotten here, and the coaches have done a good job getting me there.
Speaking of Danville, Kentucky, you went to the same high school as Coach Brown.
Yes.
You guys have any of the same teachers, like any older teachers that taught the both of you? Is there a shrine to Coach Brown?
Oh, he's a legend there. He went to Kentucky out of high school, so he was kind of like a hometown hero deal, and he was a great player. I grew up, my dad telling me stories about Coach Brown and how good of a player he was, when the game was on the line and there was a big game going on, everybody knew who the ball was going to. And that's kind of what I wanted to do in high school and stuff. And I knew he was a good player, so, I kind of wanted to expect myself to do that too.
Caden, I know that the old offensive coordinator, Coach Jared Parker, was instrumental in getting you here. He's gone now. So talk about a new offensive coordinator in Graham Harrell and learning a new system for the second year in a row. Easy, hard? Talk about that adjustment.
When it's football, it just comes easy. Learning a system isn't a problem. It was great having Coach Parker here. But Coach Graham, he's a good guy. He's more, free with his play calling, just make the play at the end of the day. So, I think that's a plus. And, what him and Parker have in common is the deep ball. They like to throw the deep ball. So that's good on my part, too, also.
What's exciting about his new system? What are you guys looking forward to about what he brings to the table as an offensive coordinator?
Just, I say just the freedom for sure. And, taking shots, with me and Bryce Wheaton, 6'4 plus. throwing the ball down the field isn't really taking a chance, you know. So that part for sure.
When you think about who you are as a wide receiver, each one of you, this is for you, but who would you like to emulate? Who's your role model? Who's the guy that you wanted to be growing up?
You know, I want to play physical like Calvin Johnson, but I want to have feet and hips like Odell, or, you know, just one of the smaller guys. I want to, you know, put it all in one. So I'm working to get it there for sure.
A lot of people think that, you know, with my size and stuff like that, they think I'd, you know, go after Julian Edelman or Cooper Kupp and stuff like that.
I would have never said that.
Well, yeah. Well, a lot of people do. So, you know, I like looking at, you know, Tyler Lockett for the Seahawks and, you know, Cole Beasley and Danny Amendola, those guys that aren't necessarily the biggest guys, but they're not the smallest either. But, you know, they get open and they just make the routine plays.
Reese, I know you're used a lot on special teams. How much pride do you take in that?
I love special teams. I didn't play much in high school because our coach believed that star players should, you know, play offense and defense both, and that's what I did. So when I got here, you know, Coach Brown told me if you want to get on the field, play special teams, and I took big pride in that because I was on 3 of the 4 my freshman year, and then my sophomore year I was on all 4. And I told myself, I said, if I'm not going to play it much on offense, I'm going to make a impact on special teams. I said, one play at a time. I said I will make impact on the game, and that was my goal going in every game.
Unselfish, love it.
Kate, when you played 58 snaps against Texas as a freshman, that had to be really eye-opening to you as a young man, as a young player. What was your experience with that?
Through the good and the bad, it was just a learning experience, you know, with Reese, the whole wide receiver group. They're all big brothers to me, really. Everyone older than me, you know, teaching me why I did this or why I did that. But, you know, getting those snaps in the game, I was ready because, you know, earlier in the season I said a lot, you know, and just being a sponge and soaking up everything they're doing and watching what they're doing. And I think by that time I was ready. So it wasn't really nothing too crazy, but it was a great experience for sure.
And Reese, when you were in the Army game, the bowl game,
Mm-hmm.
and they called your number for the last play
Yeah.
for you to get that 2-point conversion, what were you thinking? You're young. You're just a young guy.
Yeah, you know, I hadn't played that whole game really, and so my feet weren't really wet, and, you know, I'd played a couple of snaps, but not much, and they were like, one of the assistant coaches came over to me and was like, be ready, Reese, if we need a 2-point play, you're in, because you're the only one that we have that can run that play. And not a lot of people know this, but I had the option to throw it too. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I had the option to throw it or run it, and, you know, my number got called, and, you know, I didn't really hesitate. I went in there with confidence, knowing that I was going to do my job for our team to get the win, because I wanted to send those seniors out on the right way. And, you know, I went in there and made a play and did what I had to do.
That's awesome. You're watching Climbing the Mountain, brought to you by Encova Insurance, and circling you with coverage. Now, Caden, you have said that Bryce Ford Wheaton really took you under his wing last year. What have you learned from him?
The do's and the don'ts, really. It's been times where, you know, he knew I knew no better and just gave me a pat on the butt. And there's times where he grabbed me by my shirt and say, let's get it together. He's really a great role model, great person to look up to. You know, yeah, I appreciate Bryce for sure. You know, he told me that, like, you got to understand, not a lot of people want to tackle us with our size. So, you know, take more advantage of, you know, using your body. And he just wants me to do the things that he didn't at my age. So big hats off to Bryce.
Last year, WVU finished in the bottom of a lot of offensive categories. How much of a motivational factor is that to show the Big 12 that, hey, we're better than that, to show these other teams?
Yeah, I think that we have a big chip on our shoulder, you know, with a couple coaches leaving and a couple coaches coming in. Probably some people expect us to be kind of bumpy with new system coming in and rough. And I think the receivers have took a big part of that, saying, you know, we're going to have a breakout year. We are going to go into these games and, you know, everybody's going to know who the receivers are for WVU football. They're going to know us by our names, and they're going to know that when we cross that field and the DBs and defense line up across from us, that we're going to be a force to reckon with.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big chip on our shoulders. We know the Twitter world and the whole conference isn't worried about us, and, you know, it's okay. You know, I think now we got a lot of the guys that want to be here, and, you know, we're going to go out and play and ride out with what we have. So all we're focused on is moving forward.
It's an interesting question. Now, do you think last year, because I thought, honestly, that collectively your room may have been the best in the Big 12 collectively, and the numbers certainly proved it out. Do you think there was too many that won the ball, too many guys?
Too many guys that what?
Well, won the ball last year, where now you guys could be more focused, more featured?
I wouldn't say too many guys wanted the ball. I would say that everybody in the room just wanted to win so badly that most of us that just wanted to win, we didn't care who got the ball as long as we were scoring touchdowns and moving the ball down the field. At the end of the day, I mean, when that clock strikes 0, we want to be the team with the most points and be celebrating in the locker room.
Yep, I agree with that. Like, I mean, I feel like all of us could have had 0 catches and we could have ran the ball with Letty all game and, still won and we wouldn't care. But I think it would get to a point where, we'd lose and the targets are bad and, that's when a little bit of conflict would start coming. But not much selfish play at all. We just wanted to win.
How excited are you guys for the spring game, Reese? I know you're maybe up in the air, but, just going out there and showcasing what you guys have worked on this spring.
Yeah, the team's excited for sure. Just like, you guys know, everyone knows, like, we're just excited to, prove ourselves again. Get back to that old West Virginia. That's what Coach Mike has been preaching in the weight room. And, yeah, we're all excited for the spring game.
Reese, you excited?
Yeah, I think Mountaineer fans are the best, so it's awesome playing in front of them. Even if it just is a spring game, they love coming and watching us, and they eat, sleep, and breathe football, and so do we. So for them to support us is awesome. So even if I don't get to play in a spring game, just being around that atmosphere is really, really special.
No doubt.
In your transitional time right now, as you go year freshman, sophomore in your case, what is it that you really are trying to work at and to improve your craft? And Reese, you can answer that as well. Even though you're out this spring, it doesn't matter. You know what you have to focus on.
Yeah. My biggest thing would be consistency for sure. Just doing right and good every day, and just handling my business like an adult for sure. You can't be 19 mentally at this level at all. You always have to be older mentally. So consistency for sure.
Reese?
I would say that, I made a couple goals before spring ball for myself and thought about them real hard about what I wanted to accomplish and stuff. And, of course, I'm not in it right now, but I told myself I didn't want to drop any passes, of course. And then I said I wanted to win 75% of my 50-50 balls. And, that's always something that we can work on is 50-50 balls. And I think that's what we have done a great job this spring is, KP and Bryce and Sam, all of them really, they went up and got the football. And, they've done a great job of it.
I saw your catch this last Saturday. That was pretty 50-50 right there.
Yeah.
You definitely won that one, so that was pretty cool. As well as some of the other receivers having a good spring. I was telling you, how's the quarterback competition going?
Come on, spill the beans. Let's go.
It's going well for all three of them. Garrett, he you can tell he's been here before. Goose is getting better and better and better every day. He's in my class, so that's my guy. And Nico's special for sure. Nico's special. He has the arm talent. Everything's there. Just a couple, young mistakes, but we all made those mistakes at that age. So, but Nico will be a guy for sure. But it's the whole competition is going well.
I agree. I think all three of them have showed sparks here and there about what they're really capable of. Like Garrett, he is continuing to grow, and you can tell that, like KP said, he's kind of like a veteran in that quarterback room right now. He's the oldest, and he's acting like it right now too. And, Goose is starting to get comfortable. He's starting to, flow with the offense and connect with the receivers. And, Nico he's going to be special. Like KP said, he's made some freshman mistakes, but he's also done some eye-opening things and made some really good throws and decisions.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Caden Prather and Reese Smith, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Tell you what, very informative, good information.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to tell you guys, keep going on your path because I see you and you're all improving so much. And you have the talent, and you just keep that symmetry going, man.
Yes, sir.
With the rest of them,
Sir.
and you guys will have great success.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Right. We're
Thank
looking
you,
forward to that
guys.
spring game and, of course, fall ball. And we appreciate you watching Climbing the Mountain. Don't forget, you can find us all over social media. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify, Anchor, and Amazon Music. We want to thank Austin Michaels, our video editor, and Ross Justice, our audio engineer. Then for Dale Wolfley and myself, thank you so much. This has been Climbing the Mountain, brought to you by Country Roads Trust and Encova Insurance. Next week, we're going back to defense for the 5th of our 6 episodes. So we'll see you then. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us on this edition of Climbing the Mountain, presented to you by Country Roads Trust and Encova Insurance.